Okay, then let's talk a bit about Magento with Frosmo and how to get most out of both worlds. So first, there's Magento. What it offers is flexibility and scalability. So it is a really flexible system where you can add extension and extend it further to your needs. And it also offers scalability of the whole your web store, basically. So you can start small and grow as large as you want, basically. And then with that flexibility, it obviously comes the features. So it's a feature-rich system, and it also has a really nice the admin UI where you can modify and control everything quite nicely. Then thirdly, obviously with the scalability and flexibility, it comes with the cost. So it requires quite a lot of server requirements. So oftentimes then it can become a slow loading times for the end user, or you have to scale your backend and servers quite a lot. And then also one aspect is the development time it needs. So a lot of developers need to learn the ecosystem of Magento quite thoroughly to be able to develop on top of that one.
Yeah, that's what I've actually heard about the developers, that it's specific things that you need to know about Magento.
Then a little bit about Frosmo. So what Frosmo is basically you can target users with segments, or kind of like segment with Frosmo, or then you can take your external segments and use them there. You can show any content to any part of your service. You can have the experimentation and personalization. We will be talking about those a bit later. And then you can show that content whenever you want. So when the user makes a certain action on the page, or you come to a certain page, or whatever kind of events that you can come up with, adding a product to basket and so on. So then how Frosmo and Magento works together. So we think that it's a nice complementary features here. So you can have that faster experimentation and development with Frosmo. So before you start developing all the features to Magento, you can actually experiment with Frosmo on top of your website there. And so as Frosmo is a layer on top of your website, which can utilize all the data from Magento. So then you can really easily test your content and test with what works, so that you don't need to make those changes to the backend at all until you're kind of ready and the experiments show the results that this is the good thing to do. Then obviously you have more possibilities in personalization. So for example, recommendations. And then as a front-end solution, Frosmo offers the possibility for developers to actually do the development on front-end. So you don't just need to rely, they don't need to know the Magento ways of working necessarily. And Frosmo has a pretty nice customer base in Magento. So about a quarter of our clients are actually Magento clients.
Just one question about, if you could a bit tell about this, how they actually could use these other kind of JavaScript frameworks. How is it possible if it's not possible with Magento? If you just explain a bit how is it possible?
Yeah,
because I'm pretty sure the customers doesn't, or many who are thinking about what Frosmo can do, they don't understand this
So so as Frosmo is working kind of on a layer on top of your website, then we can bring any functionality and any framework that you want there, and you can start developing some parts of your website with that specific JS framework, be it React or Angular or Vue or whatever you want. So that's kind of like a way for you to kind of bypass some of the Magento ways of working.
Yeah,
And obviously then you can bring all the feature sets to Magento if you want them. And with the new release of Magento 2.3, kind of like there will be some functionality like JS framework possibilities in Magento, and we're actually really looking forward to those because I think it just adds to our like possibilities.
Yeah, so basically you can build the React application in Frosmo and then just like transfer it to Magento.
Yeah, that's a possibility. So then you can either keep it running on Frosmo, or then you can transfer it to your Magento frontend.
That is cool.
Then about our dimensions of the experience optimization, we already mentioned experimentation and personalization. So those are kind of like two different dimensions or layers, if you will, on top of your website that you can bring, or as a part of your website also. So with personalization, you can have the recommendation feature that I mentioned already, and experimentation actually allows you to test which features works best in which scenarios, or which versions of a content or which kind of layout works the best in this kind of scenarios. And everything here can communicate with the Magento backend. So the Magento has really nice APIs for communicating between Frosmo and other services.
Yeah.